Now come dressed in your finest GTP miniskirt and white tank top.
So please get it right. Oh, the dress code is what?
Finest GTP miniskirt and white tank top. In fact, the miniskirt was something that was really difficult for me during our audition because I was wondering why miniskirt.
How mini should this miniskirt be?
At first, the brief wasn't miniskirt; it was just GTP pants, skirt, and most of us we came in, a sophomore, long trousers and our long skirts.
Below
so
the knee.
Later they said miniskirt. So come in your GTP miniskirt and white tank top, showcase your talent, and stand the chance of wearing the beautiful GMB crown.
Oh, Aiko, let's throw it back. Let's throw it back. I know right now you're like, oh wow, it's been a year already.
Yes, a year. Wow.
How did you even hear of GMB?
Social media.
It
was social media that made me hear of the auditions.
Okay.
I mean, GMB is a brand that everybody knows, almost everybody. But for the auditions for that year, I heard about it through social media.
Okay.
I saw a video of the past queens that they made, and they were discussing how GMB has impacted their lives.
That's right.
And I was like, wow.
This is it.
Why can't I also be?
So wait, no one tagged you that, hey, I could represent
I didn't do it. Oh, I ran away from the tagging because my fear was that what if I get it doesn't happen. So I was like, no, I'm not tagging myself, I'm not tagging anybody. And it also wasn't something I discussed with my friends for them to also tag me. So it was coded. I came for my auditions, and glory be to God.
Tell me about that moment you were in the queue. I'm sure you were number 1,200.
There were so many people, and we were auditioned according to our regions.
Okay.
So OT region wasn't one of the first regions to be
latest
auditioned.
Baby.
Yes. So it wasn't easy, Giovani. And I remember the moment where I was selected. It was actually evening, like it was dark outside.
From morning?
Yes, from morning. We had gone through different series of auditions, and that was the final showdown. And I got to know that I had been picked. And funny enough, I almost didn't come for the auditions because I felt like, oh, this one I wouldn't get in.
Or they know their people already.
When I saw the people that had been stacked in front of me, I said, no, I no reach. But then I actually was really surprised, and I recorded a VN. I tried to call my mom, but my parents weren't picking up. They were literally the only people who knew about it, so there was no one else to call. So I recorded a VN, and I was actually crying in the VN. And Mommy, I'm made it! And I never thought I would be the one to cry, hard girl, like, whether I get it or I don't get it, nothing. But then now I was bawling my eyes out like a baby, and it was a really nice experience.
How would you describe the GMB journey for you, Aiko?
The journey was definitely
from start till that evening.
That
you announced the first runner-up of GMB 2022. How would you describe the feeling?
So the journey, I would say, for everyone, not just me, it was definitely a learning curve. Definitely, everybody learned something new. No matter where you're from, like, you learn something new. But it was a really fun journey, Giovani. I enjoyed getting to know all these ladies in the house, and now I have friends now that I wouldn't trade for the world.
That's right.
And it's a different experience. You see, when you have friends, maybe outside, you've never lived together, you don't really know what they're actually like. But in the house, you get to see everybody 24/7.
Sure.
You know how they sleep, you know how they snore, you know how...
No phones.
No phones.
You're living as human beings,
so you really have to
not as robots.
Interact at the basic level. And for me, it's nice to get to know people that way, because right from the beginning, you get to know each other's strengths and weaknesses. So there's no false sense of expectation from each other. You know what each person can deliver to you. And for me, that's an experience that I'm glad that I had.
Was there an expectation before entering the house? Was there something you thought the GMB represented? And that when you got in, you're like, this is reality.
Okay, before coming into the competition, I actually did not know that there was a reality house. I know, right?
You thought they were coming from their homes?
Yes.
And they had their phones and
like,
they could be liking posts.
I'm a student, I can just manage this on the side. And then I realized that I can't do that.
Yes.
So I had to defer for a year, but that was something that blew my mind, honestly. I did not know that there was a house where you stay in 24/7. I thought, maybe you come to the house more for some pictures.
Like school, there you go.
And then you go. So
they catch you away from the rest of the world.
Like away for almost 4 months.
Yes.
Wow, it wasn't easy, Giovani.
Let's talk about the beginnings in the house.
The
early days, first 3 weeks in the house. Before you went live.
So the first 2 weeks were very difficult because that's where we were the most in the house. 16 ladies, and we are now getting to know the house rules. True. So you're now getting to know that, okay, in the house, we have a group that cooks every week. We have a group that cleans every week, and we have a menu. So we have to stick to the menu. There was a lot of learning involved, and so there was a lot of stepping on each other's toes. Maybe today you do something and then
the person's like, sorry, I'm not about that life.
But at the same time, there was a lot of people's real selves were hidden away in the first few weeks. It's like, let me come and do my self pro
game plan,
and then it goes
strategy.
And it goes on, and you can't really keep that up for long. So that's one of the great things about the house. It really brings out who you actually are, whether it's in a mostly positive, but it's really nice to see.
Wow. Aiko, first runner-up GMB 2022, my guest on the 3FM Drive. Guys, just to remind you that it's that time of the year again. It's time for the bold, the beautiful, the intelligent, and confident women to step up. Step forth to lay claim to Ghana's most beautiful crown. Join GMB audition train starting this Thursday at exactly, usually starts in the morning,
9 a.m.
9 a.m. The Gariba Lodge Hotel in Tamale, that we are starting from the north down to the south. So I shared the artwork, and folks said, why didn't you come to my region? Why didn't you come to Ho? Why didn't you come to Obuasi? Why didn't you come to Sinyani? So I think we've developed this over the years. It used to be everybody coming to Accra. For auditions.
Actually.
Everyone coming to Accra for auditions.
We have
now you can come. The northern belt would have theirs, the central, the mid belt, and so I think it's a gradual process. Maybe in future we would have all 16 regions holding their own auditions. So we're starting off on Thursday, this very Thursday, guys. Gariba Lodge Hotel in Tamale, and then in Kumasi Micklin Hotel this Saturday as well. Tidy folks can join us at the Rainbow Hotel on Tuesday, 20th of June, and finally Accra. You came for the Accra one?
Yes.
Okay. So the Accra one is like the grand finale before the finale. Those who were not picked in the other regions, they all come to Accra sometimes.
So I heard.
So it becomes a crazy one here.
It's really
so 23rd of June, Accra. Join us from 8 a.m. here at the TV3 premises. Just come dressed in your finest GTP mini skirt. Please take notes of the dress code so you don't look like they've chosen you already. All right, so come through and wear your tank tops, showcase your talent, and stand the chance of wearing the GMB crown. All right, Ghana's most beautiful is here. Africa's pride is here. So wait, do you remember your first talent you did when during your own audition?
So I did. I remember that day so well. I had prepared. I was struggling to choose a talent to exhibit. So I prepared a whole script. I didn't know whether to sing, whether to dance, or whether to tell news. So I was like, okay.
So these are things you've tried before your mirror.
Yes.
Which of them worked for you?
So what I did, I combined all of them into one. I told the story of a girl who was telling the news, and then they went on a commercial break for a song, and then she now was also singing. So that was what happened. And I remember when they asked me for a talent, I told them what I'll be doing, and it was as if to say, hey, what is she coming to do? But thankfully I was allowed the opportunity to exhibit that.
All right. But from the OT region, I mean, your side is equally very competitive, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because sometimes you have like 6 ladies
Yeah.
being chosen.
Yeah.
From that
Being
side.
chosen?
Yeah. Well, sometimes they shortlist 6, right?
Yes.
And then you come for another one.
Yes,
Is that how it works?
definitely. There's a short listing and then there's a follow-up. But yeah, it's also very competitive. I would never say that the ladies, that's why I'm saying that I never thought I'll be picked.
Yeah.
So I almost didn't come for the follow-up audition because I was like, the way it's going, I might as well give up now. But I like the competitive vibe about it because even though there's no audition in our region, you still see ladies from my region standing up.
Wow.
And I enjoy that a lot because we've been marginalized for very long.
Yeah, true.
And so you would expect that we would be quiet or sit in our little corner. But no, I see ladies all the time coming up for auditions. And I'm really glad that there are always ladies who are willing to just put that little tiny foot in the water.
At what point were you like, okay, this is it now, this is me, I better get it right and get this done? At what point of the whole competition?
The whole competition?
Yeah, like the whole season, GMB, we were like, oh my God, the finals is, wow, I've made it. Like, this is it. Let me bring on my A game.
So that moment for me actually happened during the auditions.
Right from the word.
Yes, actually, what happened was I mentioned that I was very down after the first few auditions. So when I got to the final audition, I was like, you know what? At this stage, what can come, can come. So let me just go in there and just be myself, do what I love to do. And that was actually, I think, what helped for me. So it really pays to be yourself. It really pays to be natural. Don't force it. Don't
It will
look
show.
at somebody. It will show.
Yeah.
Don't look at somebody you've seen and like, oh, I love her so much. I want to talk like her. I want to do this. No, do what you do best.
I like
Because
that.
no one can do you like you do you.
I like that. Yes, Queen Aiko, ladies and gentlemen. She's also been installed as the development warrior in the Otsi region. Wow, what does that mean to you?
So it really means a lot to me, Giovani, because my community is a very small one. Oti region is already very divided into different ethnic groups, and mine is a very small one in the region. And you see, when you see the way other ethnic groups have their festivals on a grand scale, it can discourage smaller communities from continuing their traditions because it looks like they are not relevant. And so it becomes more difficult to have your festivals and those community gatherings. But GMB opened a new door for my community, Akba for Odomi, because now every Sunday evening there was a projector in the school park and everyone was there to watch.
Forgetting Tuntun.
Yes, because no.
Readers.
Yes, exactly.
Akpa from Leblen.
So, and that made them realize that, community is not really about the size. In fact, when it's a smaller community, it's even much easier and much more engaging. And so from that moment, we realized that there are a lot of things that we can still continue in our little community that don't have to be dependent on magnitude. And I can even say I've done a lot of rabies campaigns in different towns and communities, and I can say that the one in my community has been the most successful, not because we vaccinated the most number of dogs there, but because the sense of community made communication so easy that we actually got the highest percentage of the dog population to be vaccinated in my hometown. Yes,
I was going to ask you about your dog project, and it's still very much on, very much alive.
Very much alive.
This is your love for dog, dear.
Giovani.
I'm surprised they didn't give you dog at the end of the day to just keep in that house.
You know, Taya actually gave me a puppy.
Oh, really? On your birthday?
Yes, she gave me a puppy. So he's at home, he's chilling.
He's chilling.
He's enjoying
That's a
life.
very lucky dog, because you take good care of it. Papa. Your love for dog is amazing. It's amazing. You can be friends with Atia. So we're wrapping it up again. Maybe my final question to you: we talk to that one lady who's currently in doubt. She's thinking and wondering, should I give this a go? I mean, should I really go for the GMB thing? Maybe my time is not up yet. Maybe, maybe I'm shy. Yeah, do I know much about my people? Can I represent them on the grand stage as a GMB platform? What do you have to tell this lady?
So, something I can say about myself, I'm somebody that I like to get things. Immediately I think of something, I want to put it into action immediately. And for me, GMB was one of those things. I immediately saw the post about auditions and I was like, I have to attend. I didn't think of what questions were they going to ask me, how prepared am I, how much do I have the support. I just went for it. And I think that is one of my qualities that really helped me, because coming in, I realized that there's a lot that if you overthink, you might never do. So there's really nothing about I'm too shy. I might consider myself reserved, but being reserved doesn't mean I don't have a voice. You might be reserved, but it doesn't mean you don't have a voice, because even reserved people have their space in which they're very comfortable. So it's really helpful to bring that out, and you should be able to do that. And don't think about what anybody's going to say. Don't ever think about, oh, what if there's someone there who is better than me? Don't think about that. Just think of proving a point to yourself that you did it and you can do it. That's one thing I'd say.
Giovani Aiko one. I've said it. How do you say it? Katoise. Okparogo.
Boni. Nwola. Aiko. The first.
That's my Wi-Fi password, guys. That's my Wi-Fi. That's my Wi-Fi password, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. And that translates to mean the development warrior.
Yes.
Queen Sapien Aiko.
Yes.
One. All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Aiko.
Thank you so much.
Allah.